So this video is going to be a little controversial because I am straight up unboxing Millennium Princess Barbie. Now, some of you might be a little confused. Well, what's so controversial about an unboxing? Once upon a time, if you had even breathed that you were unboxing your Barbie dolls, especially collector's edition Barbie dolls like this one here, people would get cutthroat. They would absolutely lose their minds. The phenomenon was so out of control, it actually was parodied in an episode of Dexter's Laboratory. Sorry, Dexter's Laboratory, or Dexter's Lab. If you look at the episode Star Trek Unconventional, there's a scene in the episode where they go to a Darby convention, you know, their take on Barbie, and one of the boys unboxes a 1776 inspired doll, and people get absolutely animalistic. It's a funny scene, and it's done in the 1960s Star Trek style, but it's also very accurate. Back in the 90s, if somebody found out you unboxed a Barbie on purpose, it was the end of the world. And back before we had social media, we had message boards, and people would talk about their Barbies and talk about, like, unboxing them and such, and they would get harassed. We used to call it flaming back then. Nowadays, we call it trolling. But people just used to get all kinds of crazy harassment and threats over whether or not they unboxed a doll. And it was so bad that some folks would actually, like, put up on message boards different ways to put Barbie back in her box and make it look brand new. Ways with, like, rubber cement and plasticine and other ways that you could fix up an old Barbie box to make it look sparkling new. That's how much people really wanted to keep their dolls pristine forever. So when I tell folks I unbox my collector dolls, they go crazy. So that's why I say this is a little bit controversial. But there's a couple of reasons why I'm doing this. First of all, look at her. Look at this beautiful queen. She is gorgeous. And second of all, when this doll came out, let's see, this was for 2000, I believe. I was 12 turning 13 and still very much into Barbie because I refused to grow up. And I really wanted this doll, but she was sold out. She was nowhere to be found. And back then, she was like $60. Nowadays, you can find her for practically nothing. I got this one for less than 20 bucks. Found her at a flea market. And I could not believe I walked away with her for that little. I've always wanted this doll, and I've kept her in box for a couple of years. I was sort of hemming and hawing, like, do I take her out of the box? Do I not take her out of the box? I had some friends who were like, no, never take her out of the box. And I was like, okay, I'm never going to get this chance again. And, like, I recently saw this exact dress at the mall. There's a beautiful bridal store that has a replica of this dress, just minus whatever we're doing up here. And I was like, oh man, if I had a few more $100, I would wear that dress and dress with my Barbie. And then it was like, oh, but, you know, should I take her out of the box? Should I not? Well, that leads me to issue number 3. And maybe you've noticed this. Maybe you're looking at it right now. Barbie doll boxes, they tend to deteriorate pretty badly. In the link description, I'm linking an article that I just put up not too long ago on how doll boxes not only deteriorate over time, they can actually ruin a Barbie doll. Right before I got this doll, my husband and I went to a flea market, and there were some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures that I wanted. And when I got close to them, the seller was like, I'm so sorry, but I can't sell you those. And I was like, why not? Are they a personal collection? She was like, no, look again. And you can kind of see it starting here. The plastic on the packaging had yellowed. Not like this, where it's like a faint tint. No, I mean like really bad, like pee-pee yellow. It was bad. And the plastic had deteriorated so much, it was permanently glued to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure. And that's it. Leonardo is just permanently a part of this blister pack for life. There will never be separating him. It was gross and toxic looking. And what I've learned from collecting dolls since is that while the doll has to go through rigorous testing to be safe enough for kids to play with them and not have anything toxic or bad happen, the box, the twisty ties, the cardboard, none of this has to be safety tested because it's not meant to last a million years. Mattel and other toy companies, they don't mean for these boxes to last a lifetime. They mean for these boxes to last long enough for somebody to buy the doll, take her out, and have fun with her. So the more I learn about packaging and how like the packaging molds over time and nasty stuff like bugs can get into it, the more I was like, this is a lot of bulk and I don't want it to destroy the dolls. So I was like really leaning heavily towards more unboxing videos because of that. And then the fourth reason why this unboxing is happening and why I might end up doing a lot more unboxing videos, I don't know if you noticed, and I kind of don't want to talk about it. You don't want to hear about it. We had a pandemic. And to make a long story short, I lost a lot of people. And it kind of forced me to realize how precious life is and how you should have a lot more fun. And what more fun can you have than by playing with a Barbie doll? It's actually good for the brain. Unstructured play is good for your brain. Google it. Go figs. It's kind of crazy. So I was hemming and hawing is like, she'll never be this pristine again, although she's exquisitely perfect as is. Should I unbox? Should I not unbox? What should I do? And then God said, skadoosh. And this is what God saying skadoosh looks like. We had a heat wave, and this is what happened. This was just a few weeks ago. We had a heat wave, and look at that. The box just fell apart. And, I'm not really like that religious, but I kind of took it as God saying, look, you're only going to get this one chance. Have fun. Enjoy your life. Play with your Barbie doll. And I was like, should I? And God said skadoosh. Right there. I didn't even do that. God just said skadoosh. So I was like, you know what? If God says skadoosh, that's kind of the end of the story, boys and girls. So, folks, and everybody else, we are going to have some fun and we're going to unbox this Barbie doll. Because there's really no point in me trying to keep this box. Look at this box. It is melting apart. I don't want this to hurt Barbie. Barbie deserves better than that. So let's see how much this box... And by the way, when I bought this box, it was in pristine condition. Like, there's only 2 pieces of tape, which I'll show you momentarily, that someone else had put in. But the rest of the box was pretty solid. One heat wave... And that's what happened. And, like, even the paint is flecking off. Like, what else do I need at this point? So, yeah, she's ready to party. She doesn't care that New Year's is still a couple months away. I don't really care at this point. We just need to get to know Barbie at this point. Looky there. The box just melted off. I did not do this. I didn't set the video that way. Skadoosh. So, on the back of these dolls, we have... Oh, this is perfect. By the way, I love the pattern. Isn't that cool? Check this out. We have a 2-year limited warranty. Considering she came out like, what, 99-ish? I think this is expired. But, that's cute. That's cute. I can't get over how beautiful she is. I just can't get over the beauty. She came with an ornament. It's got rubber bands in it, so Rubber bands do not age well. I don't know what to expect here, but we have a Millennium keepsake ornament. This blue is so gorgeous. I mean, it's starting to turn a little purplish, because guess what? Velvet actually changes color. I didn't know that part. So it's like a sapphire blue, but it's starting to turn a little purpley. It's still pretty cute. Your toesies are poking out. Okay, so let's see. Is there another... This bar here is part of her stand. And let's see. Yeah, we've got a little bit of tape going on. Okay, so I'm going to do a jump cut and spare you from like the package wrinkling, like the little... I can't stand that in videos, so I'm going to spare that for you. But before I do the jump cut, take a look at this. I still can't get over it. Okay, so like here's the back of the box with a beautiful picture of her prototype doll. So you can see like at one point it was supposed to be sapphire blue, and hey, the cuffs look a little different. It's a little bit different. Oh, we can actually read the back of the box here. Barbie looks dazzling as she celebrates the new millennium in grand style. She holds a beautiful keepsake of the year 2000, a remembrance of this historic moment in time. Also, try looking for the Hallmark ornament version of this doll, subject to availability. Happy New Millennium, love Barbie. Yeah, this new millennium has been quite a trip so far. Sadly, you have spent most of the new millennium in a box. Now you get to actually experience it. Okay, for real, jump cut time. Did you know that they actually trademarked the color Barbie pink? She is not wearing pink at all in this outfit. That is something else. I did not expect that. Oh boy, I have officially earned this doll. Okay, so for those of you who have never collected 90s Barbie dolls before, this is something I've alluded to in other videos, and now we're going to really explore this. This tab here, they have sewn Barbie's hair to the box and to a plastic tab. Fortunately, the plastic tab is in pretty good shape, and I say that because I've seen some dolls recently where this was straight yellow and brown and just disgusting, to the point where it melts to the doll's hair and you gotta cut the whole hair off and reroute. But we're lucky. This looks brand new, so she's gonna have an easy time with it. So like, you can actually like rip it off. And then I'm going to have to like rip it on the other side to get this thingy out, and then her hair will be free. We've got plastic coated metal zip ties. They're starting to turn colors, or at least that one is. This one looks okay. Sometimes I let my brother have these, and he'll turn them into like little barbed wire weapons for his wrestling figures, and he'll make me a few for Christmas, because I have wrestling figures too. So that one might be spared. I don't know about that one. That one I'll have to check. They've taped part of her stand inside the box. Her toes are hanging out. Help me! Her brush they shoved up in there. That is a gorgeous shade of sapphire blue. This is the other part of her stand. Some of you folks may not have seen a stand like this before. I'll put it together and show you like why I'm glad we don't do these anymore. I usually just like buy the regular doll stands on Amazon now. And then they taped a little baggie of her shoes to the inside of the box. Usually all of this would be taped behind the doll, by the way. Like right about here under her skirt is where they normally put this on collector dolls. For some reason, they decided to make me work for it. They really did not want her to party. There you go, 2 pieces of tape. And a big old slab of plastic that says Barbie and Mattel. Skadoosh. Oh, this is fun. They put another twisty tie underneath this. So Barbie's waist is being held to 2 pieces of cardboard and then this on top of it. You must be wondering, why is there so many security devices? Well, this was done because we don't really evolve as a species. My mom told me that back in the 60s, what kids used to do is they would open up Barbie boxes, play with them in the toy aisle, and then put them back inside the box, but they would put them back in raw. So sometimes they would steal accessories, sometimes they would keep the accessories but put them with the raw doll. Straight chaos. So somewhere in probably the 80s, Mattel started doing stuff like this, and then in the 90s, it escalated to sewing her hair into the box, and it was like that for a very long time. Now, the last couple of Barbies I've bought recently, I just like pulled them out of the box, or I unzipped the little plastic baggie that they're in. Way easier, way more environmentally friendly. But they still have like a little tab in their heads, so you can't really steal the doll. You will be caught. But I'm still so happy and grateful for today's packaging, because this is so extra. So good news, her shoes are okay. Interesting news, this is another reason why I am decarding all of my dolls from now on. You see this sparkly stuff on my fingers? That's not glitter. And that's not even the paint from this box. I was expecting that. No, this is from this bag and the tape disintegrating. Look at how yellow the Scotch tape is. That's just nasty. Decard your dolls. The collector's value has dropped on eBay. Live a little. Decard your dolls. Okay, you see this disgusting goop here? So, you know when you get like clear plastic little rubber band hair thingies in like bulk packs so you can do Barbie's hair? Well, this is what happens to them after usually about 10 years, in this case over 20, about 23, 24. They turn yellow and sometimes brown, and then they just disintegrate. This was all over her poor little hand, as you can see there, and it was also coated on the ornament. But fortunately, I've gotten most of it off. There's like a little bit left that I can peel off with my thumb. Okay, it's a little sticky, but that's okay. And also, they gave her like a little ribbon, so you can still attach this to a Christmas tree. You can still hang this up as like a little disco ball. So it's still good. So it's not enough that they sewed her hair to the box, which I had to really wrestle to get her tresses out. And it wasn't enough that they super unreasonably twisted this around her arm and then poked it through the box to hold her in. Oh, no. We're going to go the extra mile. It's not even enough that they put a twisty tie through her waist. We also have to sew her to the bottom of the box and then tape the box where we sewed over. And then you see this wet stuff here? That's glue. They glued her, sewed her, and taped her to a piece of cardboard. Folks, this is overkill. It's Barbie, not a cougar. This is not a cougar. She does not need all of this. I understand you want to make her look pretty and you want to keep her safe, but this is officially overkill. How do you expect anybody... This is... You did this for the collectors, didn't you? You did this for those snarky collectors so that she could say, NRFB forever. This is ridiculous. I'm getting her out of here. They crammed tissue paper up her hoo-ha. You know, this was a tree once. This absolutely was part of a tree. And, they don't even, like, hide any surprises in here. It's not like, there's a free gift or anything. No, this is just plain, crinkly old tissue paper with a coating that tells me this is probably not recycled. Why? Oh, I see, because it makes her dress look more poofy. But she's already got tulle under here. She's got a petticoat sewn in over her painted-on underwear because that was totally a thing in 1999. Yeah, see, there's her genuine Barbie tag, so we know it's a real Barbie, and it's not like, AliExpress or Temu, which didn't exist back then. This poor girl. Oh my gosh. Okay, so almost got all of this off of her. Just a little bit more to go. Well, she had a very nice ponytail, and then it disintegrated. This is exactly what I was just mentioning. So I've got to get this crud off of her so it doesn't stick to her hair and, like, ruin it. Okay, so I was lucky enough to brush it out. And it's a good thing that her hair is a little bit feathered because it covers up the fact that they cut her hair for the ponytail short. So for the first time in my life, I have a Barbie with a mullet. That's right. It is business in the front, and it is a party in the back. They gave her a Barbie mullet. This poor girl. And then to top it all off, they never bothered sewing her dress closed. This is not a popped seam. It hasn't frayed. You can see it's perfectly hemmed. Just, they didn't bother, like, adding another closure here. The closure's up here, and then they just ran out of Velcro. They just stopped. So she's got this peekaboo booty hole, and in her peekaboo booty hole, we can see that the velvet has actually permanently dyed the tooling. So it's actually staining as it ages. And check this out. The velvet also stained the twisty tie, so it's blue in the middle. I had no idea velvet could do that, did you? That is absolutely nuts. But now that she's out of her box, we can get a much better look at her. And this cute little snowflake design here. Now that is a pretty necklace. Look at that. Very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Very much loving the crown. It's starting to age a little bit. This was like silver when I got it. Now it's like, there's like a little bit of another color in there. But I think that makes it look a little more realistic. Because real crowns, they do like tarnish a little bit. And they'll turn like a little brassy. So this looks a lot more real now. And see, her sleeve is different from that picture. Very princessy. And now, I'm going to turn over to her stand. I'm going to put this together. So collector Barbies in the 90s used to come with these kind of stands. Full disclosure, I don't know if other Barbie dolls do today, but they had like this little keyhole peg. You're supposed to like fit it in there. Takes no effort to put these together. And then we've got her shoes. Let's go ahead and put Barbie's shoes on. Now with these little pumps, sometimes they stay on, sometimes they don't. Let's see if they do. Okay. Doing me a solid. She's got like a little plastic stain already on her foot, but that's an age mark, so I'm not really worried about that. Now then, you're probably wondering if this stand is even complete, because like, look at it, that's a weird design, right? The doll stands that you can buy on Amazon, they don't look like this, do they? Well, that is because in the 90s, and forgive me, I have no idea why they did this. Also, forgive the bedspread, it was laundry day today. But for some reason, Mattel thought it would be funny to give Barbie what my mom used to call the cooch saddle. It's where you take the Barbie and shoop. There we go. Put her on the saddle. She is firmly on her saddle. And then there you go. She is displayed. And I'm so certain that she's not uncomfortable at all. And now we're going to give her her little ornament. And there we go. That is Millennium Princess Barbie on her cooch saddle. And see, you're supposed to like move the skirt, and it tells you which Barbie this is in case you forget. There you go, Millennium Princess Barbie, Special Millennium Edition. Well, what do you folks think? I think she's absolutely beautiful, and I think she's going to look much better on my shelf now without that big old box that was like just trapping her in all this confinement for all these years. I think she actually looks a lot more dazzling without the box. So, thank you folks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.